Hey, welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with myself and Tasha here.
Yeah.
Tasha has a spooky background going on today. It's really
I'm
fun.
happy.
I have spiders and a pumpkin behind me.
Hey,
And cute
it
little
counts.
cute little witchies, as witch tails and that sort of
Oh,
thing.
mine just
Um,
says this is boo sheet.
oh, I love it though.
That's so cute.
I love it. We're here with some recaps for the week of September the 19th through the 25th of 2022. And we'll start, as always, with The Forsaken. So after splitting off after breakfast, some of the adventurers went to the market to sell a few items and found out about a few others. After having two wands identified, a dwarf took interest in the stone bracelet she had bought that Juniper had bought off of a turtle trader near the Northern Crown. Needing privacy to kind of discuss the topic, to discuss the matter, so they're not doing it right out there in the market, Juniper used the bottle on her horn to open a portal to a small, cozy, ship-themed room. The dwarf explained that the names on the bracelet were of missing revolutionaries who left the Underdark. Their followers now reside in the Erebus Empire, and they may be someone to contact in their fight against the library. Meanwhile, Tegan gets a strange message from Nadrano for Kazil, while Zavar and Asleep attempt to listen in on conversations throughout the marketplace. All of them noticing a strange cloaked figure wandering about the town. Later, after forming a plan, they depart for the auction, arriving just in time to find their seats and notice the cloaked figure sitting in the audience as well. Dun,
That's
dun, dun!
I keep forgetting that asleep is.
Oh, yeah. Sleep is Jonathan's new character, the
Mhm.
Warforged. Um,
Which I love. That's a great name.
mhm.
Favorite
But yeah.
activity.
Yeah, so apparently they're going to try to buy the item that they want. They're looking for a time device there at the auction
Mhm.
house, so they're going to try and buy it. But who knows if they will be outbid or not? What will happen
Oh.
then? So, what happened on? We didn't have the Penumbra Assembly this past week, but what happened 2 weeks ago,
Hmm.
Tasha?
Well, guided by the words of a spit-addled bear,
Ooh.
our adventurers head deeper into the southern part of the Emekir Woods in search of a hedged-off library. Upon its discovery and making their way through or under the maze of greenery, they make their way to the door of a beautifully green covered home. Inside, a turtle by the name of Tallulah. After finding out a bit about Tallulah's past and that she loves books, she asks for their help in obtaining some books from a house in the forest. She had tried to get there herself, but the animals of the forest were frightened of going into the deeper part of the woods, and she had no way to successfully cut through the thick wall of bramble that protects it. Maybe the text the group was looking for was there too.
Mm.
They agree to assist and make their way slowly through the bramble. On the other side, a magically glowing forest with vibrant colors and several small mushrooms. After a run in with some interesting large snails, the
Uh-oh.
party and Tallulah find the house and head inside, finding some spooky and interesting things with its slightly dilapidated walls. Upstairs, they find the library and the person who built the home, long dead, in a rocking chair by a window. The
Mm.
text the group had been searching for in Emekir wasn't there, but another book was. Mostly blank, the book allows the user to write down a book that they are seeking, and the book they are holding reveals its location. With Tallulah deciding to stay in the house and read its books for the time being, the party bid her farewell and step outside, just in time to see a very large phoenix fly deeper into the woods. What?
It's fine. It's okay. Just a large
Phoenixes are
phoenix.
spying.
It's all right.
It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Creepy.
So, nice little adventure there into a spooky house. Um,
This one.
well, not quite that big,
Oh,
but That's called a mansion.
But it's still spooky.
This was like a Victorian style home. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute. I like
Yeah.
it.
So, on Saturdays in Extremis, with Cyric's guidance, our crew journeyed further into the depths of the ruins beneath the city. Walking the hollowed corridors of the Illithid Hive Mind Collective, Brila did her best to memorize the stories engraved along the walls. Delving into the vaults of the Illithid city, they carefully circumvented the Elder Brain's room and made their way to the vault which housed the books. The crew began to search the room for the 3 books on their agenda. One after another, they were found, but Titiana found herself struggling with conflict. For the book she found, the Book of Enoch, was also the dangerous item which she needed to return to the Order of the Dawn. Which the Book of Enoch they didn't put here is what the group has been looking for a while now, and what Zia's been looking for. Zia and Sinister pleaded with Titania, but to not to leave and not to take the book with her, while Krakus stood between Titania and the others to give her time to make her choice. She also chose to leave, and after physical conflict ensued and more pleading from her friends, she decided to stay. The confrontation didn't come with its consequences, though, with Brila's trust in Zia broken, and Krakus is just dissipating into divine energy. With his last breath, he manages to release lost memories in Bo, who in turn releases those memories to Zia.
Wow.
I believe Dan might wrote this in haste. so because there's a couple of things. So the whole thing. So we found out at the very end that Krakus, who had been with Titania this entire time, and hung out with her, was actually Titania was an ASMR, apparently. Which I'm not sure was revealed to us before. And Krakus was her, because ASMRs have these spiritual guides, who are usually in your mind or in your dreams or guiding you spiritually. You can't see them, or they only reveal themselves occasionally. For some reason that we're yet to find out, Krakus was real to all of us. We could see him, we could talk to him, and Bo is Zia's spiritual guide, or
Right.
but we can't see Bo. Bo is sitting on Zia's shoulder all the time. We can't see him. And we also find out, which wasn't in here, that Titiana is Zia's sister.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the memories that was released.
Oh.
Zia or Bo and Zia remembered, Bo helped Zia remember that when she was younger, she remembered, of course, her sister Jolene, who was after the books as well. Jolene. But also, just remember Titiana who was the younger sister, and her being there as a baby. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surprise.
So, yeah. And interesting that all the sisters are after the books for some reason. So we'll have to find out eventually why they're all, yeah.
That's interesting.
And there we go. Yep, that's it. That's all that happened. It's fine. Yeah. And then Bo disappeared not Bo. Krakus disappeared because he did a spell, or there was something about when Titiana was trying to take this book back or trying to transport it somewhere. She had this bubble around her, and it was draining a Krakus's energy.
Oh, wow.
And the only time that she had done that was with other mages who were a lot stronger. But of course, a Krakus is not I don't think that he's a mage. And it just kind of poof, drained everything out of him. So he was
interesting.
He pretty much just kind of went up in smoke. So yeah.
Floated away.
Nothing happened. It's fine. It's fine. So, give us a nice little recap of what happened in the last Obsidian Scar, Tasha.
Oh yeah. Um, so our heroes, deep in the crypts of Kelemvor, under his great temple in the Cappadocian Pass, worked quickly to navigate through its winding passages to find the relic Lashana required for the trade they bargained with her. After a suspiciously easy escape with their bounty, they parted ways to prepare for their departure to Harassa. The next days were spent shopping, writing, searching for the mysteriously disappearing tieflings, having terrible nightmares filled with blood and the undead, more shopping, and the best chocolate cake. So, Jules, after months of accumulating the necessary components and studying the ancient infernal texts with Linnet, finally cast the first spell from the Tome of Great and Terrible Powers. Almost costing him his life, he emerged from the ritual exhausted, an ever growing halo of dark matter surrounding him, but with a mind so vast none in the Isles could dare rival him, boosting his ego.
Yeah.
Hoping to recover in the safety of the Sea Ward, the crew set out for a slow but safer course towards their home base in Harassa, only to be intercepted by an airship of the Aristilian Empire, seemingly in pursuit of Ileana.
Okay.
Dun dun
It's fine.
dun.
We're all okay. It'll be great. Be wonderful.
It's great. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Yeah. So that's all of our recaps for this week. As far as announcements go, nothing really that I can think of. We do have a couple of campaigns starting up soon. One will be like in a couple of months. One will be more kind of like the beginning of the year in January of 2023. Super excited about that. We also have our merch store, which we got some cute cheapy stickers in there a couple weeks ago. So check that out. You can find a link to that on our website at mapbirdstreams.com. Birthdays. I missed last week. Ed's birthday was, I think, like on Friday or Saturday. I think it was Friday. I believe so. It was somewhere around there. It was towards the end of last week. Happy birthday, Ed. So
Happy
sorry we
birthday!
missed it. And I can't think of any ones that we have coming up. But if we don't get you, happy birthday, and we'll try to mention you next week. All right. Well, that's it for us. We'll see you in Discord. We'll see you in Twitch. And we'll see you next time. All right. Bye.
Bye.
right now. Hey, and we're live. Welcome. Hi. Oh, my video's not showing. This is fine. It's okay.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's all good.
Good.
Everyone just bear with us.
Good.
There we go. Hi. How's everyone doing? Thank you, viewers, for being here for the waiting. We're waiting on a person to get here who is going to get here any second. But we thought we'd go ahead and start, get things rolling in their absence. We are down in Alec tonight, and probably it seems like we might be down in Ed, but we'll see if they roll in. Cast See Invisible. Yes, Zen Blade, correct. All right. Well, let's wait. I did roll that, but the two of you want to go ahead and roll your initiative so you have it ready. I won't take them right this second. I'll go ahead and do our recap from episode 13. So give me a couple of seconds here to pull that up. So, last week on the Penumbra Assembly, guided by the words of a spit-addled bear, our adventurers went deeper into the southern part of the Amicure Woods in search of a hedged-off library. Upon its discovery and making their way through or under the maze of greenery, they make their way to the door of a beautifully green-covered home inside a turtle by the name of Tallulah. After finding out a bit about Tallulah's past and that she loved books, she asked for their help in obtaining some books from a house in the forest. She had tried to get there herself, but the animals of the forest were frightened of going into the deeper part of the woods, and she had no way to successfully cut through the thick wall of bramble that protects it. Maybe the text the group was looking for was there too. They agreed to assist and make their way slowly through the bramble. On the other side, a magically glowing forest with vibrant colors and several small mushrooms. After running with some interesting large snails, the party and Tallulah found the house that then went inside, finding some spooky and interesting things within its slightly dilapidated walls. Upstairs, they found the library and the person who built the home, long dead in a rocking chair by a window. The text the group had been searching for in Amicure wasn't there, but another book was. Mostly blank, the book allows the user to write down a book inside that they were seeking, and the book that they were holding revealed the book that they wrote down. It's very confusing. Revealed the book that they wrote down inside the book. That book revealed the location of the book they wrote down. It's fine. With Tallulah deciding to stay in the house and read its books for the time being, the party bid farewell and stepped outside, just in time to see a very large phoenix, we'll say, give out a cry and fly deeper into the woods. There we go. Until, we get someone else in here. Let's see. Wow, I went through an entire list of names there for you. All correct, but all not who you play in this campaign. Yvonne, what did you roll for your inspiration?
14. Oh, wait. Sorry, inspiration 12.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I rolled initiative. I got a little excited.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 12. And Drexlin, what did you roll?
An 8.
Well, I tell you what, since certain people are late.
Snooze, you lose.
Where do they snooze, you lose. So, Drexlin, you get the inspiration. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
roll some more ones later on tonight?
I mean,
good.
I rolled a 1, then I rolled a 2 for something else. So,
Just leave that die right where it is.
but then after the 2, I rolled a 17. So the balance might have corrected itself. what was it? Was it Monday? I think I rolled Monday on Monday on the Forsaken. I rolled like 2 20s in a row. And I was like, this is amazing. Why can't I ever roll this well with my own with my own like PCs? And not with some stupid guards. Yavaratha's own love spot. Okay, thank you so much, Sen. I noticed that when I was doing the recap, but I cannot multitask, so I don't try to.
Honestly, it's fine. Lev is dashing, so.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, let's see here. We have a 3-person layout. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. We'll just move that around. We'll just move this. Oh. There we go. All right.
So, can I get a clarification while we're?
You definitely can. Yes, please.
Do we have names for the? I remember there was a painting, and who was the dead person in the rocking chair, and maybe who the other person was.
So I will definitely give you the name of the person that was in the person that was in the picture. There was a name attached to the portrait. That I think that they would have passed on to you. They did talk about the person that was in the rocking chair, that it was, but I don't think that they revealed a name.
Okay.
But I will tell you the name of the person on the thing, on the pendant that they were holding. I mean, you do know they did read aloud, I think, what was written in the journal, which was an excerpt on the front page. It said, "For Narathana, you will keep us hidden, and I will keep you loved."
Yep.
And then the portrait that they were holding, like the locket, was let's see here, had an engraving on the back of it that said Narathana Bold Shine. And I'll write that into the Zoom chat so you know how to spell that. I mean, bold shine is just like the word bold and the word shine. The Narathana, a little bit not too difficult. There's no Y's and there's no like AE's. So
Giovanni feels attacked.
Rithana. Okay.
Well, since someone's listening in while they set up, I mean, we're kind of shooting the breeze right now since I don't really want to get started with 2 people just describe. But I guess, but yeah, and I think like just to go over a couple of the things. Let me see here. I did share some information that they would have shared a few things of, and I'll just go ahead and go over a few of these just so we have it on recording. That Tallulah had been in the library for around 7 years. Probably let you know that she got to the plane, how she got to the plane of Amikir, that she saw an advertisement set forth by Lord Calum of the Feywild. He was looking for people to populate a demi-plane for his daughter Lyra Amikir, who would rule jointly with Quinn Tepesh. The ad underlined that it was a paid opportunity and that they would receive a stipend upon agreeing to make the move, and then would receive a monthly stipend after either in the form of money or wares. Tallulah would confirm that up until the time of moving to the forest, she did receive that stipend on a monthly basis by a courier. And she would probably tell you that the courier just, that she'd probably know that the courier would go around and just knock on people's doors and pay them if they were, the people that were there. She would have confirmed that the animals were non-threatening to her, but even seemed hungry around 6 years ago when she started running into them. She helped them attain food, but mostly they survived on greens and fruit grown either in the woods or on the farms surrounding Amakir. Some of the animals she confronted would have confided that even though they're unsure how they were turned into animals, most suspect that it had something to do with Lord Calum and the mysterious disappearance of his wife, Kasula. The deeper part of the forest has definitely grown in size over the last 5-ish years, moving outwards and taking up more of the forest. She would have also mentioned that she can feel strong magic coming from deeper within the woods. And anytime she goes near the edge of the woods, which y'all have already broke through, she would feel like something's watching her, which I also notated that y'all would have felt that too. I just forgot to notate that when y'all entered the woods last session. She would have mentioned that a wife was mentioned in some of the older texts that she found dating back to around 200 years ago, and that the wife of Lord Calum, and the wife's name was, well, that's not right.
I have.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I wondered why the last name didn't.
Is that just a me problem? I think that's just a me problem. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Of course, that was 7. That would have been about right. I might have to get back to you on that because I feel like that was not who I meant to put there, or I might have just forgotten that I had put a name in the notes that I gave them and then wrote something different somewhere else. Because I think, unless my notes to them was incorrect, let me see. Which one did I put that under? Let me see here. To-do list, it's not correct. No, it must have been under my other account here. I'm gonna try to double check really quick while we're still waiting. I know Dan said he's almost ready. Oh, geez Louise, Stephanie. Where did you go? I was searching on a one-way street. I was waiting
Something.
for somebody to meet. I was waiting on the operator. Oh no, that's not me. Okay, that's right. Messages. Let me just this one. From there. Okay. Near the forest. Yeah. Let's see here. Dining room, 2nd floor. I'm not sure if I notated how long that she had been there. She'd been there for that long, but I don't think I notated in my notes how old the house was. So yeah, I think that I just got that name incorrect. So let me actually go in here so y'all have the right note and just edit this stuff that I sent you. Cancel. Okay, so the name that of the wife that had been mentioned in the text would have been, yeah, that's what I had, would have been Narathana.
Oh, that's entirely different.
Yeah. So that was the wife from like 200 years ago for Lord Calum. Lord Callan, was Narathana.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not the one you gave us before.
right. In which I'm correcting right now. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh.
I think it was just a situation of me writing the note for them, like, in preparation, and then going to my notes and making notes and just completely like forgetting that I'd found a name for them, or vice versa. All right, so I saved that one. And let's see here. I think that's
And I'll
about
put that in parentheses.
it. Yeah. That they would have shared.
So the plot really thickens on that.
Hey, Trilena, welcome. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's
But
why I was, that's why I
the
was
person in the
hoping.
person in the rocking chair is not Narathana, right? It's somebody else.
Right. No, the person in the rocking chair was of a very probably a very broad frame. Would have been mostly like dilapidated by at this point. You would have noticed two like almost like either satyr or tiefling like horns.
Okay.
Yeah. Dressed in probably like some tattered, finer clothes, in like purples and blues, but that's about it.
Got it.
What time of day is it? It was like late afternoon at this point, or?
Yeah. Y'all, let's see here. Well, yeah, because y'all woke up, were taken
day.
to the forest. Yeah, it's been a long day. Taken to the forest, you talked to the animals, you went to Tallulah's.
Yeah. It's been a long
You went
day.
with Tallulah to the house. So honestly, it's probably towards the evening. Probably getting a little bit later. The area that you're in, I mean, it is pretty, if you look around, other than the phoenix that flew off into the forest, why don't the two of you go ahead and make perception checks for me, for Yvonne and Drexlin, to see if you notice something. But other than that, this area seems pretty safe. So if you wanted to, you could probably make camp here and rest a bit. Ivani, what did you roll for perception?
19.
19. And Drexlin?
11.
11. Okay. So Ivani, you would definitely notice as you heard like the cry from the phoenix, as it, a pretty large phoenix, as it flew further deeper into the woods, not in an area that y'all have been in. You would see probably a trail of blood kind of going in the same direction. Not since you rolled a 19, not necessarily like footsteps or anything, but like possibly even noticing that it seemed like the blood was being dropped down, so maybe from the phoenix.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would probably take a minute to try and examine foliage and see if like it came from above or not. So okay.
Sure. Yeah. I'll go
Okay,
do that.
so I'll relay that to the team.
Okay.
With the obvious question of, what do we think could hurt a phoenix? Was there anything else up there?
Y'all would be like, I didn't see anything.
Now, how confident would Yvonne be that when he was looking outside the window earlier, that it was the Phoenix and not like there was more than one thing or something like that. I remember Yvonne hanging at a window one point and trying to look up to see something big.
You did look up. I think it was maybe Kazeel that noticed, and he would remind you. He would be. If you said anything. Not Kazeel.
Wow.
Dakos. Dakos noticed it, and he would probably, if you would say anything, Dakos would be like, "Oh yeah, there was only just the Phoenix."
See, now that Kazeel's in, I want Emil to go up on the roof and have a look around. But that's just not
Yeah.
I miss the days when walls and ceilings were just different places to hide.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Yep. The life of a rogue. As I said, it is
Yep.
getting towards the evening, so this seems like, other than, the Phoenix that flew off, maybe a safe place to camp if you wanted to.
Yeah, Tallulah's still in the house, right? Like, can we actually maybe board up and camp inside the house?
Sure.
Does that make sense? Okay.
I feel like Tallulah would, probably answer the door and be like, "Oh, you again." And kind of, yes, I will, you can definitely come in and make yourselves at home. I'll be upstairs reading books, but feel free.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I think maybe as long as there are windows that face in all directions, we should probably set a watch and get some sleep. And maybe get an early start in the morning. I think that would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Joe, I agree. Getting a little late to be tromping about a magical glowing forest. Joe would probably want to do a watch. Probably. I would say Lev would probably want to as well. Dakos, absolutely not, probably. Dakos would be like, well, have a good look-see. I'm just gonna cuddle up over here in this corner with these couch cushions.
All right. Yvonne will take middle watch because it'll be dark, and even though the sky is like exactly the same thing every night, he still kind of wants to see the night sky.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Well, I'll say that Joe would probably do first watch then. Joe would probably maybe go out on the front porch and just kind of sit. Let me pull up where I had there. There we are. So Joe. Oh. Yeah. Where's perception? Okay, that's not too bad. Joe will kind of come back inside around, in the middle of the night, Yvonne, and kind of nudge you up. Friend, just time for you to start your watch. I might have fell asleep a bit, but it seemed rather quiet. I heard the phoenix bird from earlier make a few, maybe he would imitate the
Is it still flying around?
No, I heard it from deeper in the forest.
Okay.
I didn't hear any flap flap or any bird
Okay.
other than maybe a bat, but I killed it.
Well,
Good night, friend.
maybe don't kill the bats. But good night. Okay.
Give you a slap on the shoulder and or a pat on the shoulder and go and probably noisily lay down, find a place with his armor,
Yvonne weighs 34 pounds.
Oh,
Don't be
yeah.
slapping his shoulder. Throw him across the room. You can buy bags of flour that weigh more than Yvonne.
Like the Kool-Aid man. Yeah.
All right,
So-
Yvonne will keep watch. probably do a little bit of sketching of the stars, but not like. Again, Giovanni looks like he's single focused, but he's actually a pretty reasonably perceptive person who pays attention to his surroundings. So he'll just kind of keep watch, but kind of check out all the windows, a little bit of the night sky, maybe occasionally scribble some note from the day in the book. Yeah, I don't think there's any really solid plan beyond that, which we do have to get everything down in the books so that people back in the material plane kind of know what's going on. But probably a couple of things that are worth noting is that we'll pass along the bit about Narathana and perhaps ask for more information on Narathana. Oh, this makes me so happy. There's now north on the map, and north is even up.
Well, yep. I had it on there, but I then covered it with moss, and I was just noticing, and I was like, oh, that's not helpful, Stephanie.
The extra special bonus credit question is, can you put east and west on there?
I mean, can you not figure that out, Frank?
Can you?
Do you really need east and west on there? You can definitely do that. Yeah, that's how an E goes.
And I am so proud.
It's hard to do it sideways. I mean, that's what no one said. Okay. All right. So, you said that you were going to share, Giovanni, about the Narathana, or what were you going to share again? You were saying towards the end when I was adjusting the northeast, south, and west.
Just that I'll ask for information, or just kind of write in the book about Narathana 200 years ago.
Right.
And just pass that on, and maybe ask for somebody to look up some information on that. So.
Okay. 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 You don't get anything right away.
No, I don't expect anything right away. Giovanni is, again, and probably if a big message came back, Giovanni wouldn't read it till morning anyways. Just, kind of the slightly distractible but not really distractible watch where Giovanni looks at all the windows, writes things down, or like every few minutes he's doing something different, but he's actually still kind of keeping a reasonably good watch. So
nice. I will say
being his distractible self.
You probably noticed, Giovanni, that go ahead and make a roll perception check for me, but I'll go ahead and tell you that you definitely would notice without any skilled perception that some of the
26.
Jesus, that some of the things, and hello Dan, hi. That some of the things
hey, Kazeel.
that
heard.
I see.
It's like,
it's like, what am I getting dressed for? Which person?
Is it Wednesday? Yeah.
Yeah. Aw. Okay. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Whoever did in the Zoom chat. Yeah, I figured he's probably still catching up from traveling. You would definitely notice that some of the, because there were a few spooky things when y'all came through the house before. There was the weird wind sound when you came through. You would also notice that, you don't notice, I don't know if it was Giovanni or someone else, I noticed, I think it was Elev, with the imprints on the dust. But a couple of those spooky things that were kind of happening. Oh, the rocking. You were hearing the rocking upstairs. Which you would assume was coming from the rocking chair that that the other person was sitting in. You don't hear those now. It seems to be pretty quiet in the house, other than the occasional movement upstairs from Tallulah, probably reading well into the night. I'm sure. Just to update, I don't know if you caught Dakos, but you're inside Tallulah's house, camping for the night, because it was getting...
Oh.
We started putting together everything that y'all did during the day, and we realized that y'all left like had a meeting with Lyra. Lyra's person took you to the edge of the forest. You went through the edge of the forest, talked to the animals, went into Lula's library, went to the house.
Right, right. All that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what a day.
And so we were like, yeah, it's probably evening. It's probably definitely time. So yeah, you're camping right now. You haven't really done, to answer your question, you haven't really done anything before this.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just turn off the video here on Twitch because my video is getting a little jumpy. All right. So with that high perception roll, Yvonne, are you going outside, or are you just looking out, like keeping an eye out a window, or keeping just an eye out on the door?
Giovanni will go out onto the porch because Joe did as well, but won't go any further than
Okay.
that.
Okay. So you definitely would notice, if you didn't notice before, which I can't remember if you did, I think only one person did, you would definitely notice like the bowls and the plates out on the porch with the crusty food in it. You would definitely hear some screeches from deeper within the forest that you would recognize as being what you heard from the phoenix, you're pretty sure. You'd also start to
The
see
ghost
some,
told me
like...
something. Sorry.
Yes.
Just that the ghost told me something about the phoenix too. I think
Yeah.
made it sound interesting. I
Did you
forget what it was.
Did you
but
share that?
I'm sure I would have shared like,
Okay.
oh, there's a ghost that owns the phoenix, and they said something cryptic.
Well,
so
the ghost, I mean, you don't know if the ghost owned the phoenix, but the ghost of the person upstairs that you found told Dacos, I'm going to be with my phoenix now.
Okay.
Also of note, did you hear the name reveal, Dacos?
Yeah, it was something.
Narathana.
Narathana.
Narathana was the name of the person on the locket that you found clutched in the hand of the person on the second floor of this house. It was also the name that the inscription was to in the journal.
Oh.
Also, I got a name wrong in the Discord message. The name of the wife from 200 years ago with Lord Callum was also Narathana.
Oh, okay.
And also of note that the painted portrait in that locket in that dead person's hand on the second floor had red hair. Just a note.
I would have shared that with everyone and kind of asked them like about looking for the phoenix if it's not too far off. Like if we can find where this ghost person lived beforehand, then since they seem to know more about Marathona.
Okay. Yeah, we're all this is kind of in the middle of the night right now. But you can definitely bring that up in the morning, probably be a good time. Okay. So Yvonne, you don't see anything, you didn't see anything dangerous during your watch. You just would have noticed the screeches from the phoenix. You'd already noticed the trail of blood leading deeper into the forest that seemed to have been following the phoenix. You would have saw some beautiful glowing butterflies, and maybe even in the middle of the night, like you would have noticed some trees slightly glowing deeper in the forest as well. You see this like interesting pinkish, bluish glow from deeper within the forest. The stars, which was another thing where I was going to point out, pretty much the same. They haven't really changed all that much. Although with that high perception score, I will say that you notice that as you're looking up and watching Yvonne, there seem to be inconsistencies. Pieces of the sky will, how can I put this? Like almost like for a moment show a different night sky. Like with different stars. but just for a couple of moments before it goes back to how it was. Unmoving, is what it usually is. The stars don't really move at all. It's just kind of like almost like a picture of a night sky. But every once in a while you notice these like almost like a brief instance of a real night sky.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think Yvonne would have any clue what's going on, but we'll make note of it and we'll definitely ponder it and draw it a little bit, and then I don't remember who's doing third watch, but eventually Yvonne will turn over the third watch to Drexler.
We'll say that was Lev that would do third watch. Okay. All right. Lev will, kind of wake everyone up in the morning. Might make his way into the kitchen and make everyone some like tea or something, as there's a kitchen on this floor, and try to pull something together. This is a very old house. He doesn't find hardly anything. I'm not sure. Who is it? Is it Yo?
Yeah, Yo has cooking.
Yo has cooking. So we'll say that Yo would have tried to go into the kitchen. Probably would have woke people up, like trying to find different, like trying to like opening up cabinets and stuff and being like, I don't understand. There's nothing. Well, that's Scottish, Stephanie. There's nothing here. There's nothing to work with. I don't understand. I'll just kind of come out and be like, I'm so sorry. I don't have anything to make any food. I don't know how the turtle will live up there. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't worry about it. For 5 seconds, I'm happy.
Right. Right. Got it. The rest of you will wake up, and through the sunlight pouring in the windows, and seems to be a kind of a nice morning for you. Love will pass on that he doesn't have any that he didn't notice anything other than some interesting like glowing moths or butterflies or something. Gio would pass on that he heard the phoenix cry out a couple of times during his watch. Love would probably also point out that you notice that the weird rocking sounds and stuff that was happening before isn't happening now. That's really interesting.
The ghost is gone, yes.
Oh,
you see,
right.
And I'll kind of explain all the stuff and how it kind of ties in with maybe Nearathana?
Nearathana.
Not Marathana?
No, it's in Nair.
Okay. Nearathana, and why we might want to check out the Phoenix, because the ghost went there and maybe has more information on the original life. So you see, that's where they went off and said farewell, and we'll see you later, perhaps. But I just put that up to all of you. I don't want to. I know we have other matters at hand, but if we can get to the bottom of this, that would give us an upper hand, perhaps?
Yeah, that might be smart. I think so. You have a good point.
It happens sometimes.
More than you think, I think, Jacobs. I can't.
Did you all sleep well? Oh, good.
Just a quick note. It's a new day, so I re-rolled my Cosmic Omen, and today will be Woe.
Oh.
So as a reaction, I can lower somebody else's attack roll, but I have to do it before they roll.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
just give me a heads up.
me know. Perfect.
Nice.
Yvonne will be when we get up in the morning in kind of a hurry to go investigate the Phoenix in kind of an impatient, kind of super hyper focused way. But if people need to like eat or prepare spells or something, Yvonne will probably step on the front porch and kind of do the PB dance while he waits for everybody to be ready.
I'll make a breakfast to go and come out with that in a little like a towel wrapped up. Like it's expedience sake. And enjoy the morning on the porch till everyone's ready with Giovanni.
It's very nice. Very nice outside. Yeah, if Tallulah comes downstairs, she'll just be like, "Oh, you're still here. Have a good trip again."
Yes, farewell. Take
Probably
care.
like a book spread across their shell, like 2 books under one arm, another book open. Right?
Quite lovely.
Thank you for all your help.
Indeed.
Yes, of course. Anytime. Now, excuse me, I have a lot of books to read.
Enjoy.
Okay. Goodbye.
All do well.
And I'll start. Drexel will take the point.
Okay, are we gonna do the same as last time where Giovanni takes the point because he's got the best survival, and then as soon as anything scary happens, Giovanni ducks behind Drexel?
Okay,
Nice.
that's a good idea.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll be right behind the two of you.
Perfect. All right. So y'all heading deeper into the forest, correct?
Yep, as Lev,
Gonna
like
follow
for a
that blood.
starter.
And then also, yeah,
Mm.
Giovanni found like a trail of, I don't know if you caught that, but he found like a trail of blood that he kind of surmised seemed like it was coming from the Phoenix. So Giovanni can
hemorrhoids.
follow that in. I would say that y'all walk for we'll make a survival check or an investigation check, Giovanni, as you're trying to follow these. I would say survival since you're trying to follow almost like a trail of something
18.
in the woods. Okay. Yeah, so you're able to keep track of these little like droplets of blood. It doesn't seem like, I'll go ahead and say it doesn't seem like that. It's not like a ton. It doesn't seem like that it's actively like bleeding out, but it seems like hurt. Or had something that was bleeding with it, you know. You follow the blood for probably about 45, 50 minutes, maybe close to an hour. The woods are getting a little bit more lush. More mushrooms are kind of popping up here and there. You do at first, when you're first starting to walk, hear an occasional screech from that phoenix, just a couple of times, and then you don't really hear it for the last like 40 minutes. So for the first 20 minutes you hear it, and then after that you don't. But you follow the blood as it kind of leads through the trees. Sometimes you kind of lose it as it has more kind of fallen on the trees above than on the ground. But about an hour, a little bit after in, you start to see that you're heading into a clearing. Almost like not really a huge valley, but just a clearing in the forest.
Okay, Drexlin could go first for this.
Okay. So Drexlin and Giovanni will
behind you.
get behind you. I would say that Yo would probably step up with you, Drexlin, and walk with you. And as you, how are you? Are you just leading the group into the clearing, Drexlin? Are you trying to, like, leave them behind a bit and go first, or? What do you want to do here?
Yeah, that would be the general. He would, just relay to everybody, maybe 30 feet at a time. Let us two go out. Don't reveal our true numbers until we see it's safe, and then then we'll go another 30 feet, and as they pull up for, sort of manage it that way.
Would you like to get me to go with you, Jackson, so that I can, peer out and examine the area with you? So I have my, kind of pull my cloak up, which lets me see really far and invisibility and all that.
Okay.
Just asking Drexel if he feels that would be, if he wants to be with him or behind.
If you want to do that, since we're in a clearing now, maybe we'll switch positions. You come up with Yo, and I'll hang back with. I don't want to leave our two friends alone in the back.
Very well. Yo, it's us then. Don't
It is.
nod to Drexel's orders, and I'll perceive everything I can perceive on the way
We
up.
got this.
Indeed.
All right. So still roll. I guess still roll perception check. Dakos with advantage since Joe was helping you. I don't think you'll need it with this cloak one, but you already get advantage with the cloak.
Oh wow, I do. Yep. But one of them was a natural 20 for 26.
Awesome. So, Dakos, as you move with Joe towards this, kind of the opening of this clearing, you can tell that it looks maybe to be about 50 by 50, probably.
Okay.
And seems to be just a natural clearing or something of the sort. You do notice that as you're stepping into it, and as you step nearer to the clearing opening, that you notice a bunch of branches on the ground. Almost like broken branches. And especially with that perception check, if you look up, you would notice that branches have been broken off the trees, as if something has came through that was large enough to hit the trees.
Just point it out to Yo and look around to everyone, point down and up to back to Drexlin and Lev and Giovanni.
So, you still see the broken branches leading into the clearing.
Mm-hmm.
And even as you step towards, you don't see anything directly as you're stepping near to the clearing in this opening. You do notice that there's some dirt, maybe halfway into the clearing that's been disturbed, almost like something's hit it.
Okay.
And as you step, kind of are you stepping into the clearing or just kind of peeking your head in to kind of look around first?
I'll go with Yo's lead. I feel like we're probably stepping in after we cleared that. We don't see anything, nothing visible, any of that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Joe would definitely probably be like, just step in.
Yes.
As you step in, it's mostly clear, except for what I've already pointed out, but to your left, you see this person standing there with this kind of a mess of white hair with these different kind of almost like a couple of small branches in it with some flowers. This very kind of put almost like a court gown, but it seems to have been patched up with furs and leather. And has some greenery kind of stuck into the belt. Just standing there, kind of holding their arm and looking out. And depending on how far you step in, if you step in maybe 10 feet, you could probably tell that they're looking almost out an opening in the trees towards
Okay.
something.
I'll look back at Drexler and point them out, and then try and follow their eye lines, see like what they're looking at.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy at all, or?
Not in a clearing. No,
Okay. Okay.
I'm not I
Um,
mean, I'm being quiet, but I don't expect to be stealthy out here.
Okay. Okay. As you take a few more steps in,
Hmm.
are you watching the ground to see if you're going to be stepping on any branches or anything?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
second nature, but I am trying to see like what their eye line tracks to as
Yeah,
well.
I was just trying to get something here. Yeah, so you take about 5 more steps in, and you're able to kind of get a very brief, not brief, but a slight view of what looks like probably the estate in the city. And if you start putting it together in your mind,
Mm.
you kind of figure, oh, that's probably the direction that we came from in the city. So the city would be that way. And you kind of catch a little bit of a glimpse of what looks like those like tall spires of the estate sticking up above the trees. But this seems to be kind of
okay.
a I would say with your high perception, you would notice that there are also branches on the ground, kind of around where this person's looking.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the trees have been disturbed, which is why there's kind of like an opening there now.
I'll tap you on the shoulder. Disturbance in the branches and trees up there.
As
I think that's the keep. That's all.
Okay. As you tap Joe on the shoulder, they will look over at you. Did you make a motion? Dan, I didn't.
Just fixing my hair.
Oh,
yeah.
just fixing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Got my eye. Yeah, sorry.
But they would just kind of look over at you and just start kind of like turn towards you really quickly and start taking steps back. And you would notice that they seem to be stepping back towards like a path that goes deeper into the woods.
Okay. I'll look at Drexel and like just sort of finding out if they all want to come up, like gesturing at Yo, walking away like further in. Like, broken trees. Sorry, it's not the keep, the estate.
The estate, yeah.
And kind of see, or and Giovanni and Lev too, like see if any of them want to like come in. We've pointed out the other person and stuff, so
she's gonna keep backing up as well. Giovanni and Draxlin, do you step further into the clearing?
Yes. If Daco's mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Step in and kind of move along the edge of the clearing, maybe.
Exactly.
Get a little bit of distance from Brother
around the perimeter of the clearing, yeah.
Okay. What was your perception check earlier, Dan?
26.
Okay. Draxlin and Giovanni, why don't you make perception checks for me, please, really quick? See if you notice something. Draxlin, what did you roll?
16.
And Giovanni?
I invoked Lucky and got a 15.
Okay.
Nice.
She's about probably like 40 feet away from you. Or 35 at the least. So it'd probably just be Dacos. You would notice in the features and the hair color, you could almost For a moment, you almost think, Lyra? Lady Amicare? As they're
How far?
continuing to step backwards.
Oh.
They're about 35 at the least, 35 to 40 feet away from you.
Okay.
They're currently stepping back towards another opening that's leading deeper into the forest. So leading away from y'all. Just kind of like keeping their eyes trained on you as they're just kind of stepping backwards.
Hello? Lady Amicare?
They will suddenly turn and start running down the path.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I think I said something wrong, guys.
No, that's
Because you also notice blood kind of dripping, similar to what Yvonne probably pointed out, coming from the Phoenix.
Coming from her?
The way that they're going, yes.
May I ask, is she running in the general direction of the glow that Lev saw and all that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's make gentle pursuit. We don't want to scare them any further, but they seem hurt and worried they don't know us.
Yvonne takes off running and
Right,
shouts, I'm a healer. I can help.
Okay.
I'll jump
Sorry,
on-
Dacos.
on
Sorry, Dacos.
Prudence.
Yvonne's just...
No, go for it. Yeah. Oh, yes, like that. Yes, let's. And I'll hop on Prudence.
Okay. All right. So y'all start. Gio and Lev are a little bit hesitant to start running, but will, after most of the group have already started going. Drexlin, are you
As soon
following
as
pursuit? Okay.
yeah, as soon as Java took off,
Okay.
I would have like, oh crap. Okay.
Okay. All right. So y'all start chasing, some of you a little bit slower than the rest. Giovanni, full speed ahead, kind of yelling, it sounded like yelling, like, I'm a healer, I can help you. It's fine. They just keep running. Giovanni, you rolled a 15 perception when you were back there. Make a let's see here. Give me 1 second. Why don't you make a survival check as you're running, and why don't the rest of you do as well? Make a survival check as you're running through the forest, trying to keep up. Yvonne, you're kind of following them as they're not too far ahead of you, probably like about let's see, they were already 35 feet, so probably still staying about 35 feet ahead of you. And also you're following this kind of like, you do see droplets of blood as you're running as well. You would see with your perception check from before, Yvonne, kind of them faltering ahead of you a couple of times. So the 35 feet distance in front of you soon turns to like 30 and then 25.
Yvonne is muttering, oh no, calls back, she's hurt. Oh no, as he's running.
What was your survival check, Yvonne?
20.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, you're able to keep up pretty well, able to, especially as y'all start, and this is another thing that the survival check is for, as y'all start running, and you're trying to keep, to catch up with her, to keep up with her at least, you start noticing that vines kind of reach out from the forest into the path that don't seem to be there, like as you're looking ahead of you as you're running, and then all of a sudden, like as you get closer, you'll suddenly see a vine like just before you take a step, like almost like they're either just appearing or like reaching into the path to trip you. you will let's see here. Also notice like as you get closer, and you try to keep up, these branches kind of swinging in as well, like almost like falling without reason from the trees above, because there's nothing up there, just kind of falling down, and so you're having to maneuver around them. Yvonne, you're able to definitely step over the vines and to avoid the tree branches. Draxlin, what was your survival roll?
19.
Okay, same thing. Able to, quickly step around things. You're seeing these vines, and you're kind of like, taking a leap or so over them. Dakos, what was your survival roll?
I'm actually going to rely on Yava's because I'm flying up and scooping him up onto the broom with me, because that's 50 feet speed, and so we'll be much faster.
Okay, all right.
Lead the way.
Okay. Prudence. So as you do that, you're able to get, get above the vines on the floor, on the ground. You still have the branches that are trying to like fall. Prudence seems to have a little bit of trouble maneuvering around them a little bit, but is able to clear them with the two of you on it, with your help and with Yvonne's help.
Arrow goal, hold on.
So as I said, you see, and Dakos swooping Yvonne up. You'll probably see that second falter from the person that you're chasing. Kind of white hair kind of flying behind them. They'll kind of almost trip, but there's no vines or anything around them, so it looks like that they're just kind of like having to catch themselves. And struggling
I'm
a
so
little
sorry.
bit.
Second vulture? What is it? A second
falter, like they're
falter. Okay,
right.
gotcha.
Yeah, like in their
okay.
running, it's almost like that they're having trouble keeping their feet going.
And just because I think I missed something.
Sure.
Is this because I thought we were chasing the red-haired woman that looks like Lady Hammock here?
I told you she has white hair.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And she's sort of patched together clothing.
Yes, wearing like a court garment that seems a little patched together with like furs and leathers.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely been manipulated, almost like something like, and definitely looks old, like it has some wear and tear to it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought you were talking about the woman at first. She was manipulated and wear and tear on her. Wow, that was an interesting way to describe her. Okay. Okay.
And wear and tear.
So with this second, or even like maybe a third kind of like falter in her running, like she'll glance behind and see now that she's only like 15 feet ahead of you. They will actually, suddenly you see kind of a, as you're trying to maneuver around the branches, you see their form suddenly change as they leap into the air. And you'll see their body kind of morph and wings kind of sprout out. And it's about a medium-sized phoenix. Not as, let's see. No, it would be a larger phoenix. So it slowly morphs into a large phoenix. But definitely there's still a lot of issues with their flying. They seem to be having a lot of trouble. One wing specifically, which, Dakos, I'll go ahead and say with your cloak and everything that you can tell it's probably the same, like she was holding an arm before in the clearing. It's that same side on the bird.
Okay. I'm gonna lean forward and share that with Yava. The boom is on the right wing there. Point it out.
If Yvonne is sitting on the broom, can he cast Goodberry as we're going? So I'd kind of like to cast Goodberry.
Sure.
And then,
since you're just.
I realize they're kind of fleeing from me, but this is how Yvonne's going to see it. Is that
okay?
I have some good berries. Please come and have some.
Yeah. Yeah. You can definitely cast some good berries because you're just sitting on the broom.
Perfect.
And as this phoenix starts like, you know, kind of like wavering and getting close to the ground because it's having a little trouble getting some momentum, the branches will start to reach out and kind of almost helping the phoenix as like propelling it forward. As that starts to happen, everyone make dexterity saving throws for me, please. As you start seeing some branches kind of form in.
Even the people on the broom.
Yes. I don't know how you want to do that, Dan, but they'll have to be maneuvering.
Who is within range of Drexland?
Yeah, within 10 feet of me. Would be +3 on our save. Would probably be.
It might not be the broom because we're fast, but
it might be Lev and Yo.
Yeah, we'll say Lev and Yo are around you.
Okay.
Oh. What's that addition, Drexlin, that they get? +3. Yep. Didn't help. Okay, Yvonne, what was your but that's with the broom. So how do you want to do that, Dan? Did you make
like flavor wise? I did the saving.
Okay, what did you roll for that?
22.
Okay. Drexlin, what did you roll for your dexterity saving throw?
7 + 3 is 10.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to say that Dakos and Yvonne, Dakos, you are able to, with Prudence's help, of course, you're able to, you start seeing these branches kind of form up, and it seems different, right, than what the obstacles you've had to face chasing after them up to this point. They almost seem to be forming a wall, and just quickly rising from the ground up. Yes, Dakos.
We're gonna beat that train. We're gonna hang on. Yvonne, hold tight. We'll just lean forward to try and beat that train.
And you are able to just in time. However, Dakos Gio and Lev are stuck on the other side of the wall. So, I'm sorry, did I say Dakos? Drexlin, Gio, and Lev are stuck on the other side of the wall. Drexlin, as you are running with the other two, and you see all of this happening in front of you, and you're just like, you start trying to like hurry up, and trying to catch it, and you see Dakos and Yvonne quickly go over these branches that are forming. But you are, with your check and everything, a branch comes out in front of you and trips you up a bit, and you lose momentum, and the wall is now separating you, and it seems to just kind of intertwine with these trees around you, like almost never ending. It reminds you a lot of the bramble wall that was around the forest that you had to break through with Tallulah. And as you're standing there and thinking, okay, well, what about what you had to do before, break through it with your weapons, you hear even more branches like forming together behind you.
At that point, Drexel would invoke his gem flight and grab both Lev and Yo and try to fly up over the wall.
Okay.
Awesome.
How much can you carry with that?
That's an excellent question. My strength is 18. You can use a bonus action to manifest spectral wings for 1 minute. You gain a flying speed equal to you're walking, which is 30 feet, and can hover. And it
Does
just
it?
says you can't do this again until you finish a long rest.
Doesn't it say how much you can carry in here somewhere?
Might be on your DM screen if you have it. I know it's one of those things. I think. I like literally if you have it handy. If not, I can look it up.
I can look.
You multiply your strength
Yeah.
score by 15. It's 15 pounds per each point.
Okay.
So when you had 18?
Yeah, so that would be just shy of 300, probably.
Okay. Let me look and see how much
270.
both of these weigh. And you're trying to fly above it?
Yeah, to get up over the wall.
Okay. Yeah, there would be something else here. Let's see here. 10. So, Joe. With his equipment, Joe weighs almost 400. Just himself. He's carrying 195 pounds in equipment. It's not even that
Carrying
much.
his body weight.
But it's like plate armor,
Damn.
chainmail.
Oh well,
Which-
sorry, Joe.
And then
Yeah.
so I would say I would give it to you that you could probably carry. You would have to pick one.
I've seen Lev use that big jump, but I don't know how tall the walls are. Just to offer something up. Also, Yo's
The
really
walls
strong
are
on
looking
chop
to
stuff.
be like about 200 feet high. Like they're pretty high. Yeah.
All right. Drexlin's reasoning is that Lev is probably would be the worst off if left alone. So he would grab Lev and get him over the wall and tell Yo, I'll be back for you.
Okay. So you grab Lev. And you start to fly up and you hear Joe say, well, you better hurry. We got some company. You want to make a perception check for me, please?
Sure, I'll give a glance back
to see if you see this. Or if you was, or I don't know.
Oh boy.
What's your passive perception, friend?
11.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll say that you'll be able to see, kind of notice as you're, starting to fly up that there are these weird branch creatures approaching behind Joe, and Joe will be turning around and pulling out a weapon.
Okay. So I will, yeah. Well, my flying speed is 30 feet, so it'll take, what, six turns or 30 seconds. Get up over the wall.
Yeah.
And then I won't drop Lev. I will take him back down. So that's another 30 seconds.
Yep. Okay. Let me just do some calculations here. All right. So you start. So you're definitely taking Lev up.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to beat this wall. It's still rising as you're flying, we'll say. But you're able to get to the top of it and over around 250 if you still want to do that.
Drexlin suddenly does the math and goes back with Lev to where Yo is because his wings are going to run out.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
So,
Oh, no.
so he will
Right.
go back just in time to be with Yo, and we'll
Okay.
try to fight our way through.
All right. Okay, so as you come back with Lav, and Joe's like, "You're back so soon."
Not enough
And-
time. The wall's just getting higher and higher.
You see these two kind of branched creatures with this kind of big mouth. One slurps out a spiky briar-like tongue and then brings it back into its mouth like almost like a frog. And you see two of those kind of like emerging almost from the tree branches themselves. And that's what we'll take a bio break. And then when we come back from our bio break, we'll check in with Dacos. And then head into a fight.
All right.
All right, so for those watching, we're taking a 10-minute bio break. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. Mics are hot. Oh, look at that fancy transition. Ooh.
Look at it happening. Fancy transition.
Fun times. He's like, oh, so really big Lev by himself. Awesome. Not Lev, Joe.
Yo, yeah.
And I was like, let me just calculate how much damage Joe's gonna take. If Yo will be
Right.
still alive by the time y'all get back.
Then I realized that the wings only last a minute.
Oh no.
And at that height, at 30, yeah.
That's the whole thing, right? To get up and then back down the other side after the head. You'll be dead.
Probably maybe Drexlin. If he had him falling, if he fell at
Yeah.
all.
Okay, like 20d6. Yeah, that could kill him.
Yeah. Alright.
Yavani's a druid in a forest. How bad could it be?
I'm just thinking to myself, 200 feet. They're going to be able to see that from the city.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, I can't really tell. Like 200 feet. Like, I don't know.
All going around.
Okay.
Also, like, just feet.
Sure.
That'd be 60 meters. About. I was dying to step during our walk through. You come upon 4 letters scrawled in there.
No. Right. Right. Where is love? Let me see if he's up here. I thought I grabbed everyone. I might just dropped him somewhere. That's gonna be. I don't know if that's the case.
Well, I mentioned we might still have to worry about people on the top of the estate. If we can see them, we can probably see the log. Well, probably just people that high.
I will say, that opening that they was like a 15 by 20 foot, like opening. And it was a little bit, it was off of the ground. So, I don't know. The trees go pretty high.
The trees have water. Well, don't make me food take us across
Yeah, it was late, and I was like, have this!
I've had about all I can take.
Down here, let me just roll under the table.
That was the best to feel that to me. Will all be worth it.
Oh, then it's gonna be that easy.
Oh, that is easy. Just make a guess with it. I just want to make it bad.
That wasn't, that time wasn't working out for me. Frustrated that I lost that. I had him like literally 2 seconds ago in my hand. I don't know what happened to him. How are we doing here? Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to substitute him. Shit. Oh my god, I'm just dropping everything. It's fine. All right.
Fine, there's still a good amount of time.
You've got
30,
this stuff.
20 seconds.
You can do this.
No
stuff.
pressure.
We all believe in you.
You
You can do this. Just take a deep breath. Let go of all of your anxieties and frustrations. Don't step on Lev, and you've got this.
I was going to say, there's two sure ways to find them. Walk around in bare feet
Yeah.
or run the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, no.
No, it's when you need to go to the bathroom at 2 a.m. That's
That
when
would
you're going to step
surely
on them.
break. Okay, well, yeah, stand in Brila for right now. Brila standing in for him.
Playing the part of.
Playing the part of Love this evening is Brila from our Saturday campaign. Yeah, sorry friends. I don't know.
Might as well start.
Did you
Start printing a new Lev.
Yeah, oh no. Yeah. Did you go out to the kitchen or anywhere else?
No, not with them in my hand. I literally grabbed them off of my thing here where my painted minis are. Put them over here on the thing. So I think it's fell down here, but I have a bunch of bags and containers and stuff. So it could have bounced, and I just needed more light to like see where they're at. But to the naked eye, he's not revealing himself. He's choosing to stay hidden. Is this it? I found him!
Yay!
Yay!
Okay. Alright, let's go live. Alright. Sorry. Okay. We will be back in. Let's see if I can do a countdown while doing this. 3, 2, 1. Almost. Okay, now we are. But hey, the transition worked. Yay!
Nice.
All right.
That transition is amazing.
Yeah, Dan did such a good job.
Oh, shucks.
All
Dan
right.
did something? I mean,
Wow.
That's
Womp, womp.
awesome. I love it.
Stephanie,
Oh,
open it.
awesome.
There they are. All right. So let me get my music,
All right.
music on here. Oh, well, I didn't even do the right one. Let's go into this one. Yeah. I might turn that up too. All right. Okay. Hi. All right. So let's check in. We're back, in case you didn't realize. Let's check in with Dacos and with Yvonne on the broom.
Mhm.
So Dacos, I'll say that you kept a pretty good eye, or one or both of you did, on what was happening behind you. You saw this kind of briar wall that you barely escaped, this branch wall. You barely escaped it, and you kind of like look back and you see that it just continues to grow and continues to grow upward, outward.
Okay.
And you, the branches in front of you, as you're, trying to keep up with this phoenix, are still kind of grabbing the phoenix, almost propelling it forward to keep it upright, it seems. You look back again and you don't see Drexlin, Joe, or Lev.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'll probably lean towards Giovanni because I'll probably be honestly fairly forward focused on the
Sure.
thing, but I'll check with Giovanni. Just I think our friends are left behind. Do we continue chase or turn to help them out of that thicket?
She needs help. She's beautiful, but she needs help.
Looks like
Hey,
a bad
maybe-
mood.
She's afraid of us, though. I mean, if you want to go back, I can chase her on foot. She's hurt. She needs help.
I'm inclined to pursue her as well.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
continue the chase. And I'll put prudence in high gear. What?
Okay. Make another dexterity saving throw, please, as for the broom, as branches keep reaching out to you. Like this time, instead of just falling in front of you, they're actively trying to grab you.
Okay. All right. 18 plus 6, 24.
Okay. So say that you're able to What's the broom's flying speed? Is it 60?
50.
50. Okay.
Mhm.
So what they're doing. The branches are able to keep this phoenix a good 20 feet ahead of you. Even though you're going really fast and you're able to go around these branches, and Prudence is how, kind of expertly weaving in and out, and able to escape the grasp from these. And you see these branches just reaching out and trying to grab. They're also quickly propelling the phoenix forward. Both of you make a fresh perception check for me, please, as you're going through this new area.
14.
Okay.
11.
11. Even with your cloak?
Yeah. If I rolled a 5 and a 4.
You poor thing. So sad.
Yeah, it happens. Good and bad.
I will say that you
Lots
do
of branches.
notice, because even flying off the ground like this, like you're still within the forest. Like you're still underneath treetops. And you start seeing like these interesting, because you're flying at a pretty fast speed, right? You start seeing these interesting glowing trees like quickly pass you. And it seems like to get darker and darker. Not that it's getting darker like sky-wise, but like just from the overhead of the trees just keeps getting thicker and thicker, as you don't have any light hardly coming through, except in little patches here and there. Yes, you have something?
While we're flying, there's a little stuff I wanted to do as well.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
It's a good time.
Mainly lean down to Yvonne and just do you have any that near they're just 20 feet ahead, they're keeping pace, but do you have any means to heal from here? Perhaps she'll see we're just here to aid from a distance.
I had to leave a gap there for Steph to sing from a distance.
Nice.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Well played.
I'm sorry, I don't. Yo might, but he's back there. Oh, Miss, please, we want to help.
We wish to heal. We wish to help. We have no weapons drawn. We're here on behalf of, and I'll talk about the Tiefling Ghost. They said, and so on and so forth about back here, that the two of you were close and on their word, and through their, we're here to aid. And try and plead with her.
The branches will continue to propel her forward.
Marathana! Narathana!
They don't look back. They don't seem to recognize what you're calling them. Or if they do, they're not showing that they are acknowledging that you're calling their name.
Okay. Just gonna ask you a question.
Sure.
I can't remember if I've seen him use this. Put it in scene. I can't remember.
Did one of you what? Oh, they said you can't. I can't remember if I peed.
I did.
Did one of you roll a 15? No. What did y'all roll for
Not
your
I.
perceptions? It was like what, 14 and 13, or?
I think
I think Yava did.
Okay.
Yava rolled a 14, yeah.
So Yava, I'll say that as you're flying, especially since, Dagos is trying to keep an eye forward, and you're also keeping an eye on the Phoenix. But you would notice that as you're rapidly moving, you would start passing these almost what looks like foundations of possibly like civilizations, like villages. Maybe like a stone chimney is all that's standing, and you'll see some like foundations for like homes, like, you know, like stone foundations, nothing like concrete foundations like we have, but, you know, like blocks in the dirt kind of dug out. So there's something else that you would have noticed. And also a very large, what looks like a cathedral, kind of in that same area with the towns, you know, with the blocks, I mean, of dirt.
Okay.
Let me just
The cathedral is not ruins, and we're not heading directly towards it.
No, you're passing by all this. Like, you're going fast enough where you're just kind of swooshing by all this. Okay. I would say that it's probably been about probably like 4 or 5 minutes by now. I would say. Are you still giving chase? Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, well, I figured. I figured that's how this was going. So, continuing your pursuit, without whirling another perception, I would say that you will start to see that, like, the woods suddenly, and, you know, you can tell that there is some breakage in the trees ahead of you, like almost like beyond it is nothing. But you see that the trees are continuously propelling the phoenix towards this opening, or towards like what looks like the end of the woods, pretty much. If you continue to follow, you'll see the branches kind of hoist out the phoenix, and following, you know, the 30 feet that you are behind them, or 25, 30, you come out into this, you know, at the end of the forest as well, and you see, oddly enough, water. This huge lake. There is almost like it just continues off into nothing. There's forest. You can see forest kind of like to the far left and the far right. But it's almost like it all just ends at the other end of this, at the other side of this lake. And this lake is like probably 200 feet, 250, 300, like to the other side. And also, as you're coming out, you see that the phoenix had been propelled forward and is almost like floating, and you see some you almost phoenix feathers kind of fly back at you as you're behind it. And sorry, I'm just looking at the Zoom chat. These phoenix feathers are kind of like almost hitting you as you're flying, you know, directly behind this phoenix, and it's floating down towards this little cottage that is sitting on this island in the middle of the lake. There's this kind of wooden bridge that almost doesn't look like a man-made bridge, but more natural, leading from the forest to it, probably about for 50 feet, until it leads to this little like island that's almost just big enough for like some greenery, some trees, a little bit of land, and this little cottage.
Okay.
And it will just kind of land in the trees in this cottage.
I'll probably put us down like 25 feet away, so we're not like super close.
Okay.
Landing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just gonna help Yavo off unless there's something when we land before we land.
So, as you start, so going about 20 feet away from like the house, which is kind of what they like went right in the back of there, and there's not much room to land behind there because it's like all trees. But you can land about 20 feet in front of the house. which is pretty much right where the bridge ends. Like you have that natural bridge leading up to like the island, and then you have about 20 feet from where the island begins to like the entrance to the house.
Okay.
Yes.
If they landed in the trees behind the house, then I would probably stay in the broom so we can be like close to them. I don't want to like be out of sight and too far away from them, if that makes sense.
Okay. So where
Unless
That's cool.
Yava wants
That's
something
cool, but
different.
Yava's gonna get down off the.
Okay, I'll let
so
Yav down at the.
you're letting Yava off 20 feet away, and you're staying there, but you're staying on your broom.
Yes.
Okay.
Just as long, whatever. If I can be on the ground, but within like 20, 25 feet of the Phoenix, then I'll be on the ground instead.
You can't see the Phoenix. The Phoenix landed like amongst trees in the very back of the house. There's
Okay,
no
I'll go
way
through the trees behind them after I let Yava down, if that's okay.
as you let Yava down,
Mhm.
one of the trees there at the front suddenly comes to life
Oh,
and starts
okay.
blocking the way towards the Phoenix. And it's a huge tree. We're talking
Okay.
probably about
Many feet.
40 feet tall,
Ah!
50 feet tall, probably. And just no leaves on it, just steps out and is like, oh, and it has these different faces on the trunk.
Ooh.
Miss,
just
we have
gonna-
good berries. Tree, do you need a good berry too? Yvonne will walk towards the tree with a hand held with good berries in it. Miss, hello? Are you okay?
Yeah, you won't hear anything from within the trees.
Sending Yava a quick message to Grant. I'll lean down and whisper something to Yava, just keeping an eye on the tree. Is the tree just sort of like it's not being aggressive currently? It's just sort of like not defensive rather.
Yeah, I mean, you would say defensive. It looks pretty sinister.
Oh, okay.
But is not actively like Yava has his hand out with the berries, and it doesn't make a move to attack, but it doesn't look like that it's like calmed down or anything either. It looks like it's ready to go.
Yvonne is going to switch to Druidic language and is going to speak to the tree and say, I'm sorry, I don't know what your job is, but you are not going to get in my way. I'm going to help this woman if it's possible to help her. And then Yvonne will step forward.
Oh, just to give you a visual of this tree. That's what the tree looks like. So we're looking at size comparison. So maybe about 40 feet. So like
I mean, everything's bigger than Yvonne. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll step forward with Yava.
Okay, so the two of you step forward, like into the tree space. I'm assuming, like you're going past it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. Listen here. Oh, it's because I have it under. I'm trying to open it under that Google account, which isn't connected to anything. There we go. Let's open it there. There. Oh, no. Okay. Well, we apparently don't have cursive straw, but I can bring it up somewhere else. I'm surprised. Okay. Give me 1 second, friends. I'm so sorry. Is this it? No. I put a link in here and it's not taking me to what I need. Okay, we're just going to use this. All right, so I'll give you a chance to react. If you want to make a dexterity saving throw really quick for me. As the tree kind of brings back one of its large lower branches. Yvonne, what was your roll?
I'm gonna have to invoke lucky on that. I'll get a 12.
Okay. And Dekos?
22.
Okay. So Dekos, you're able to duck, but it does hit Yvonne for 16 bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
So you duck, Dekos, and you hear it just kind of whap Yvonne.
Mm-hmm. Yava.
You can see some of the roots kind of move and like come out of the ground and go back into the ground.
Giovanni will shout, we have to help her, but he'll accidentally shout it in Druidic because he's kind of a little rattled.
Yeah. I mean, do we have a moment to do something, or because I don't want to step on that if there's an order or anything?
No,
okay.
You have a moment.
As we discussed, Yava, Prudence, and I'm going to send Prudence over to Yava.
Okay.
Yep. Grab hold of Prudence.
Okay.
I'll take care of this. Give him a nod. Give you a nod, Yava.
Yep. Okay, so Yava quickly going to hop on as per our kind of whispered plan.
Okay.
So.
All right, you hop on. The tree's not, depending on what you do, right now it's not making any moves to like attack, so.
Okay.
Okay.
I probably knew
still want to get
grandfather.
around. But...
Yeah, I'll engage with the tree because I'm trying to keep it, focus on me, and not Yava. I probably knew your grandfather. What are you doing here? Why are you stopping us? And I'll say it in Sylvan.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And I'm just gonna keep its, talk its ear off and keep its attention for a minute, like trying to get some answers and stuff to hopefully give Yava some time.
It doesn't seem, with you talking to it, Dickus, it's not actively seeming like that it's understanding you. Like that it's... Make, with your history, you can either... you can either make like maybe an Arcana check or maybe like a nature check if you want to.
Do an Arcana check.
Okay.
7.
Yeah, you don't. To you don't understand. Like, maybe this tree isn't natural.
Okay. Maybe I don't know your grandfather.
So as you're doing that, is Yvonne doing something else?
We'll try and get a bit of altitude, staying clear, and looking for either the Phoenix or the woman if she's switched back.
Nice, Stephanie. What did you? Why do you keep misplacing things? Okay. No, the Phoenix is getting some altitude. And Dekos, you would see the tree kind of like keep an eye on Yvonne. And like look from Yvonne to you. Trying to keep an eye on both of you. Yvonne, getting a little altitude, you'd be able to tell that, and kind of hovering there a bit, which I'm assuming is what you're doing. You'd be able to see that that the area where the phoenix went down, some of the trees are kind of broken through. Of course, how else would it land? And you can see some kind of like shine of red feathers in the sun, kind of on the ground beneath the trees.
Just
But
get a nod from Takos.
I will say, I won't. You would be able to also tell that the leaves of this area that the phoenix seemed to kind of like land in, that the leaves and the branches seem to almost be forming back together to kind of cover the gap slowly.
Okay. This isn't gonna work, Dakos.
No.
If I go in there, Yvonne will fly back down to Dakos, get off the broom, and just say, I want to help her, but the whole forest is against us. Something here doesn't make sense. Actually, I wouldn't mind looking in the cabin to see if there's something the cottage sees something that can help her, because
yes,
if the whole forest is against us, there's nothing we can do.
Indeed. And this, now I know this is more of your expertise, but this tree here, after spending a moment or two with it, it's not natural. So I've seen treants and other large living trees, but this.
Can I make a nature check?
Yeah.
Can I give him advantage, like with giving him the info
sure.
that it's not?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think he'll need it, but that helped.
Yeah, that'd be natural 20 for 24.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, nature check of just seeing if the tree is like a natural tree.
Yeah.
Yvonne. Yeah, no. This is definitely magically. In fact, I mean, thinking back, of course, like none of this seems. Yeah, this tree in particular seems definitely created by Arcana, created by magic. The rest of the trees, like, they definitely seem more tree-like, but they definitely seem to be, of course, moving. Like, and that's not natural for trees to just, like, be sentient. So they definitely seem to be manipulated by some Arcana.
You're right, Yava. Let's head in and see what we can find.
Yeah, I'm loath to abandon this woman who's clearly hurt, but we're a long way from our friends now, and
yes.
We're just not being allowed to help her. It's very frustrating. Okay,
yes.
We'll head to the cottage and see if we can get in and learn anything about what's going on.
Okay. As you near the, do I have this in here? Yeah, well, as you near the front door of the cottage, also another thing I forgot to mention was that the lake that surrounds this is just teeming with fish. There are probably, just fish everywhere, all around. And as you near the front door, you hear a slight rustle kind of almost on the other side than the two of you are trying to go around to. And you look, and the woman is standing there. Why are you trying to go into my house?
The same woman that was
yes.
the Phoenix? Okay.
I'm going to take a moment there and go over to Frank, who's been patiently
they just look at each other like, Cut the
but still holding her arm, so definitely still seems hurt. All right. And definitely white haired.
Red. Got him.
White. It's white.
Get the poor Frank. I'm just being silly.
Okay. All right. So Frank.
Yes.
All right, friend. This is fun, right? Aren't you excited?
Sure.
Let me get my book. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, Frank.
Okay.
Let me get both Lev's and Yo's stuff on the screen. This is fine. I know exactly the stuff that they do. I don't know anything at all about what they do.
Yeah. I was just looking at Lev for a second. Just make note we had a long rest. A lot of them have slots checked off already. So
Thank you. Let me take care of that really quick. What was your... I was laughing at Yava rolling initiative. What was your initiative roll?
11.
Drexlin? Okay. Joe has spells too? Jesus. Okay.
Yep.
Can we just get a straight fighter? You said it was 11, right?
Mm-hmm. Mine was yeah.
And 15. And because I mean, I know it's really Stephanie. I know it's last minute, but well, I mean, I can do both of them. If anyone would want to do Lev or Joe, speak now, forever hold your peace.
I can grab one if you want.
That would be great. I would definitely
I'll
appreciate
grab, I
that.
guess, Lev, because I know a little
Okay.
about
Thank
magic-y
you.
stuff.
Lev's initiative was 1.
Okay.
Wait, he has a +6.
Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, I didn't notice that. +6, so it would have been higher than
I'm
that.
gonna just jump in here.
So
and,
7.
Let me see what
Okay,
Yo
nice.
looks like.
Joe was a +0, so he rolled a 15.
Oh.
All right. So first off, we have. All right. So one of these ranchy creatures will. Let's see here. The movement speed is okay. Starts to kind of move out from a tree. We'll go up to Lev. And oh Jesus. Could have done a leap. Oh, that would have been okay. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything. Does a 21 hit Lev?
It does.
All right. So that is. So that's 28 piercing damage.
Well, I have to record it because it doesn't let me subtract in here. I'm sorry, 28.
28, yes.
Okay.
And that brings us to Joe and then Drexlin. So
Lev looks like he's almost down, just so you know.
What? Oh, yeah.
Just, I mean, for other characters here.
Joe will let's see does have some healing spells too, but. Okay. All right, so Joe will probably call forth spirit guardians. I don't know what his would be in the shape of, what he would want to do there, but we'll say whatever he wants to. I don't think he's ever done that before. It appears angelic. Unaffected, of course, the two of you, but it goes for 15. It can go for 15 feet out, which is what they will do. So just for my thinking, I put it for 10 feet out, so that way it covers all of you. It would be there, and then going out to here. And then just the logs are the wall. The briars behind you. Actually, let me get this pulled over to our battle screen really quick.
Oh, hold on for a sec.
Yes, sorry. You're okay.
The one that attacked Lev, is that within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
Hold on. Have a reaction. 5 feet of me. Is it within 5 feet of me?
Let me move this out of the camera's way so the camera can see what's happening here. It's within 5 feet of you, yes.
All right, so I have a reaction. It'll be my reaction this turn. Interception, I should say.
Okay, what's that do?
It reduces the damage he takes by a D10 plus 3.
Nice.
Okay, you want to roll that?
Yep. 7 reduces it by 7. So
Nice.
I took 21 damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna
looks half health.
And that's my reaction this turn.
Put a message here in the Zoom chat for you really quick, just to let y'all kind of so you can plan.
It's turning into a dance-off.
Like, okay.
I don't know how to.
Nowhere to go.
Try and escape.
Yeah, they can't escape, and we're minutes away.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So they have. I'm just checking out his stuff here really quick. A spiritual weapon. Spiritual. No, that was not what he did. He did the spirit guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, viewers. I'm trying to get something across here. Let me just see if they would. Creatures receiving unaffected. Infected creatures' speed is halved, so their speed's halved in the area.
Nice.
So the one that's attacking,
not
which is
nice.
inside the
That's us.
circle. Well, no, not you, because he's not including you. But the one that's attacking, its speed is halved. And then when it has another turn, it will. Okay. All right, and let me just see. I think that might be it for them, but let me just see if they have a bonus action. But they did a spell, so. You can magically give yourself a flying speed equal to your. Oh. As. Okay. Okay. As a free action, Joe would say they're pretty strong. I don't know if we want to stay or not, but this will help. Referring to as spiritual guardian things. All right, so that brings us to Drexlin and then Love.
Quick question on the
Yes.
spiritual guardians.
Yes.
Did the creatures make their wisdom saving throws?
If they start their turn or they
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, they have to start their turn there, so it'd have to be on their turn, I think. And then if they move into the area.
Okay.
Yeah, a good point.
Is there any way out of here?
Who are you asking?
Well, the DM.
Kami-sama.
Well, bearing on what Yo said, I would look for an exit.
Make a perception check for me, Drexen, really quick.
Okay. Oops. 16.
I'm not gonna bother with that. Yeah, so Drexen, looking around, like you do have that wall of brambles right behind you. Well, it's thick, right? Like there's a good, like, kind of similar to what you saw with that wall, you know, around the initial part of the forest, you know, like when you were with Tallulah. Sorry. I don't know why I find that funny. You do see that it would be extremely painful, but you could maybe maneuver your way through the bramble and the branches to the other side. You would take some damage, but or if you had something that possibly did a lot of damage in one take, you could attack the bramble wall. You see what you know what I mean? Like if you had something that did a lot, you know, that a spell or something, or I mean, I know that yeah, that would cause a lot of damage in one go. Because you remember like how long it took, like using your weapons last time on the other wall. It took a couple of what you would be about 2 or 3 rounds of 3 or 4 people hitting it.
Okay. Free action. I'm going to let Yo know Let's get out through the brambles. We'll take our chances with the brambles versus these things. And I am going to. Am I right next to Lev?
Oh
Am
yeah,
I the one in the? I'm the one in the
you're
middle.
in the middle. Yeah, you're in the middle, right here, and you have that wall
Okay.
just like right behind you.
I'm going to try to, and I'll let Lev know that that's what we're doing. But I'm going to pick up Lev, put him behind my shield, and
Okay.
start making my way through the bramble, hacking and slashing and.
Okay. All right. Oh, poor little Lev. All right, so you pick up Lev and throw him on your shield. If you want to make a I mean, I'm not even going to make you because you can definitely hit these, right? There's no point, like you're not going to miss them.
Right.
So if you want to make like a damage roll.
Okay, and I get 2 attacks per.
Yeah, that's fine. You can roll it
Okay.
twice.
Nice.
So I'll roll it twice. Okay. Okay, I'll roll one first and then I'll ask a question. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, 14, the first one.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to try because I don't know. All right, I assume the other one's going to be a hit, so I'll roll damage.
Oh yeah.
11, and on my second attack, I will use my psychic breath
Okay.
in front of me into the brambles,
Okay.
and that'll use a first level spell slot. Let me just mark that off, and then the damage on that is 2d10 psychic.
Nice. You got Lev on your back and you're just hacking and slashing through this bramble. It's getting into your skin as you're kind of moving through it a bit.
So an additional 13 psychic damage to the
Okay.
brambles. I
All
don't know.
right.
Totally, I don't know.
Nice.
Just throw it. What the hell?
No, yeah, absolutely. I would say that you're able to get about a little bit over a quarter of the way in to push
Okay.
through. Close to half.
Okay.
And would you roll a D6 for me, please?
Sure. 1.
Okay. You take 1 point of piercing damage from the briars. Little slashes as you are pushing your way through this bramble as you're cutting through it as well.
Okay.
Joe will kind of be like, oh. So that brings us to Lev, and then to the two roulettes were right after the other. One got the lowest one got the highest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking through, ears tucked in, around the hat, sort of wrap around the hat to keep everything as small and safe as possible, holding on. It's going to point ahead in a space that's going to not hurt them,
Okay.
but get as much of the briars like in front of them to the exterior.
Okay.
And cast fireball at that ideal point.
Nice.
Okay. Excellent.
Just at the basic level here. 3,
Yeah.
8, 9, and I'm so sorry. 13 and 16.
So 16 points. Oof.
I just sneeze so bad. Yes, of fire damage in case they're vulnerable to that.
Okay. All right. Let me look at. I had some stats here somewhere. I think from last week, when y'all were dealing with this shenanigans. Let's see here. That wasn't it. Was this it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You do sense, because I don't see why they wouldn't be. You do sense a little bit like that they seem to be burning a little bit faster through than what you would imagine. So it actually went up to 32 points of damage. So double that.
Okay.
Nice.
And seem to burn through. You have maybe just another hit to get through, another couple of hits to get through these, to get through the bramble. You're probably at about 80% of the way through, maybe 85. Lev, would you roll a d6 for me, please? Or Daco's playing Lev.
Okay. D6. That's a 6.
Okay, so you take 6 points of slashing or piercing damage as you are kind of maneuvering. Get a couple little tears in your skin and your little bunny fur.
That hurts.
All right, here we go. Okay, so okay, the other one is going to do that first. It's not going to be able to do that because they are making their way through. And I would say that Jill is right behind Jill, like trying, making his way through the bramble as well, right behind Drexlin. So he's not going to be able to do that. So he's going to have to move forward, which I'm going to open this up for a second and we'll say y'all are about here.
Okay.
So that, that wall is going to move with him. So he did that for 10 feet around him to cover everyone.
What's that? The
That's the spiritual, the guardians.
Gotcha.
It moves with him.
Oh, nice.
From what I can tell, it says self. I would assume that it moves. All right, so yeah, this one was going to be moving, so 40. So it's going to run up, and oh man, I don't.
Yeah. Good question.
Can they? Their feet. I don't think so. I mean, they do have their tongues, but I think y'all are too far in. I don't think that they're going to be able to go through there, because they are just hacking just enough room for y'all to get through. Your medium-sized creatures, they are large. And they're so
Didn't even realize that.
They start to, like, you can see it like run almost into the wall of brambles, and trying to bust in. So
Gotcha.
It is trying to break the briars, trying to get into you. But so you can tell that if you were to stand there, it would probably force its way just with brunt force. And it just keeps lapping that briar filled tongue out at you. That's almost like a vine, and just trying to reach you, but it just misses. It's just about a foot away from you. And just about a foot away from Yo, probably. So he's like, "Oh, do not do that." It just keeps running, and you can hear it just running blunt into the wall. You can hear kind of the wall kind of shake, above you a bit, as the briars just kind of push together. The other one is going to kind of just start pushing with it there, which causes even more of kind of shaking of of the briars and the branches. Yeah. So that brings us to Joe and then Drexlin, but I think Joe would be able to let me see here. There he is. Yeah, Joe would definitely try to do something here. Oh, we couldn't do that because that would kill y'all.
Okay.
being right in front of him. I was looking at Moonbeam, and I was like, well, he's directly behind you, so that would not work. Moonbeam. Just blast through the two of you.
Oh, to attack the shrubs. Yeah.
Okay. We'll just say that they will, because they have some pretty good. Yeah, they have a
Oh,
battle
he's got
axe.
Well, yeah, versus spiritual weapon. I don't know.
Yeah, he has the spiritual weapon as well. But bonus axe, he'd be able to do, I think, 2 attacks. I think, maybe, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have 2 attacks yet. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think he'd do just as good with his just regular weapon than the spiritual weapon. So he's gonna rear back and attack it with hit it with his battle axe.
That was. Oh, I'm sorry. This is
Joe.
what's his name?
Yeah,
Joe,
this is Joe. Just see if he has any extra things to add to that. I know that he is a cleric. Oh, I'm thinking of paladin. That's what I'm thinking of with the divine smite and stuff. Okay. Yeah, so he'll just go through this battle axe. That is. Oh no, Stephanie, you're rolling damage. You're not rolling for attack. That is an 8. That's an 8. So not too much. He's able to get you're probably like at like 95% of the way through now.
Okay.
So that brings us to Joe would be like, I tried. That brings us to Draxlin and then Lev.
Okay. We just want to see one thing. Oh, okay. Shit. All right. No, we're gonna get out of here. Yep. Attacking.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. D6. 8.
Okay.
Next attack. 12.
Okay. I would say that with that second attack, with that second hit, Draxlin, that you break through to the other side with just enough to where, because I would assume that you'd probably go like this.
Yeah.
Just
hacking,
enough, little bit of room to slide through.
Single file. Yeah.
Roll a d6 for me.
What?
I'll do that with
5. All right. I know
Okay.
the drill.
Yeah. So you just got a little bit, and as you make your way through the other side, Lev, why don't you go and roll a d6 as well as Drexlin maneuvers through, and you're kind of sticking off his shield.
Opposite end.
Right. So 1 point of damage. All right. So y'all are a little scratched up. You hear the bullets on the other side kind of like run up against that wall. And trying to get through still. They've came in a little bit farther, but not enough to where they're posing like an immediate threat of getting to the other side.
Can I, out of initiative? We're out of combat
Out of initiative.
order. Can I take a look back real fast? I'll put Lev down.
Okay.
And then
Thank
take
you.
a look back and use my what is it called? Divine sense,
Okay.
just to see if these things are celestial, fiend.
Okay. Sure.
Hold on, I have that in my notes exactly what it does.
Mm.
Celestial, fiend, undead, or elementals.
They are neither.
Okay, then I won't waste turn the unholy. Just start booking.
All right. Okay, so Joe, you just start running. You would
Oh,
make
as we're I'm
yes. Go
sorry.
ahead.
Can I take? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I will lay on hands on Lev for 20.
Okay.
So I'll take
Nice.
that down by 20.
That heals him up almost to full. So that's awesome. Like one shy. That's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Good call.
Yes,
I think that was a good call. It seemed like a dire situation with just 3 of us.
Yeah, just the side. It looks so small on the map. I'm like, not too bad. Then you're saying they're large, and I'm like, holy crap!
They are large,
Mhm.
yes. Yes, they are large.
This is entirely different.
Pete.
And you get a big base for them that they take up because they should take up 4 squares?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to get a large base for them. All right. So yeah. Y'all are out of combat. Are you running, Drexlin?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Make a survival check for me. I'll say that you're able to see just a save check so that you're able to see the blood on the ground and be able to follow that. Probably some phoenix feathers as well.
All right, 10.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little rough. Sometimes the blood won't, will kind of be gone, and you'll have to kind of okay, was it over here? Was it? And you'll find the trail again. And I would also say with Joe and Lev helping, you're able to figure it out. You run. It's probably gonna take y'all a while. Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me see. You said Lev has a way to fly, or no?
Not that I know of. Nope.
Okay, you were mentioning something
don't think so.
earlier, and I was like, oh. Now Joe can he has an ability that he can spring forth so many steps. Step of the night. Bonus action, you're in dim light or darkness. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume we'd all be just run and then dash.
Yeah.
Right.
Run, dash, run, dash, run, dash. So 60 feet at a time.
So I would say in total, just to get you caught up with everyone, it takes you a while. I mean, because they were booking it on the broom, so it probably takes you about an hour to get to even dashing, close to an hour to get where you need to go.
I think we would, if we didn't see anything else, we would probably after about 10, 15 minutes stop, run, dash, run, dash, run, dash.
Sure.
Or I mean, if that cuts down on I don't know. You call it stamina, whatever. How long we could be able to keep up that pace?
Yeah. I mean, just to yeah, it would take you a while to move across that distance that they did. You would note a few things that you would notice would be that since you're kind of taking a slower stride towards than what Dakos and Yavani were. A few things you would notice. You would forest will be getting darker as you continue on. You'll start seeing these beautiful glowing trees, these multiple glowing mushrooms. And as you're running or jogging or whatever you're doing, you can almost see the forest around you. Let me not have this on battle music anymore. Give me 1 second. This is crazy. As you you almost see the forest come to life around around you. Wait, what? The 4 minutes dashing, though, I don't think that y'all were all the way to the house at that time. I don't remember where you were.
You said it takes about 4 minutes, and then and then the water, the expanse of water opened up.
It wouldn't have just taken you 4 minutes to get there. So that was
Okay.
what. Then I misspoke.
Whatever you said, boss.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Then I misspoke if I said that because
Okay.
flying, it would have. I mean, you guys would have been flying for like 20 minutes probably.
Oh, okay.
That's a long distance.
Mm.
Hold on, 50 feet every 6 seconds.
Mm.
Yeah.
10 intervals
Yeah.
a
So
minute.
maybe not an hour, but it would take you. It would take you about 35-ish, 40 minutes to get there. But thank you for bringing up Dacos.
No worries. Just I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll say about 35 minutes, half hour, you're able to get there. Jogging, running, whatever you need to do. You do see kind of things like moving, like almost like the trees are moving inside the forest, like almost like shadows. You would also run through that kind of like little sections of abandoned towns. It almost reminds you of what you saw with the animals back in the beginning part of the forest, like when you broke through it first and saw the animals there. Except this is more just like foundations. Like it looks older, like everything's been just demolished or just gone, taken over by nature. You'll see like a couple of like half up like stone chimneys maybe from by those foundations, like a chimney for a house. And then you would also see this huge cathedral that's almost like amongst, like almost in the center of those small areas of like, foundations that you see here and there. Completely overtaken with like vines and moss, and looks like half of it's almost sinking into the ground. So after about, we'll say, a half hour of doing what you're doing, the forest gets darker and darker, and you start seeing those interesting glowing objects, and you come up to the end of the forest, what seems like, and as you break through, you see this huge lake, Draxlin, and
Alright.
the almost like this created branch like bridge leading about 40 feet, 50 feet over the water to the house.
Can I, at that range, I could probably see, are Dacos and Yav still
Make a
outside?
perception
Okay.
check for me.
All right. Oh, thank God. 18.
Okay. I would say that you're able to see like maybe like a flash of green from a vest and like a glint from a crown.
Yeah, looking around, there's no. Yeah, it's up. They're not in the lake, so it's.
Right.
We're going to pursue the only path available and
Okay.
head
Yeah.
towards. Yeah.
All right. It's a pretty wide, so this weird like ranch-made bridge. We'll say it's pretty okay to walk on. You will notice the like teams of fish in the water, just thousands of them, Dacos. So many.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to me. Yeah. What the hell?
Lav will probably notate it and be like, That's weird. That's a lot of fish for one pond, for one lake. We'll say, I mean, it's a long bridge, so after a couple minutes of walking, you'll get over to the other side. And Dacos and Yvonne, We will say at that point they'll be approaching the house. And as you're kind of stepping onto the land and about ready to say, like, oh, hey guys, you hear, why are you trying to go into my house? And you'll see the white-haired woman that you saw in the clearing that ran away, standing there. Maybe with a phoenix feather kind of stuck in her hair.
A quick question before.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, during this, I was wondering,
Sure.
did we notice, did we see any other phoenix, or is it safe to assume this was the phoenix we were following?
Very safe to assume.
Okay.
Now,
All right.
you're probably confused, Draxlin, because, you saw this woman.
I probably never didn't see. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't quite have the best view that
at the clearing we saw it. Yeah.
Draxlin did, but you saw the woman. You probably
Right,
saw
right.
the transformation. Yeah.
All right. I'll let Dakos if he wants to jump in.
I'll actually wait on Yvonne, see if Yvonne has anything first.
Oh, there you are. We were looking for a way to help you. I can tell you're injured. Would you like some good berries? And Giovanni will kind of hold out his hand yet again.
What is it?
Are you not familiar with good berries? They'll heal you.
I don't know. Good berries.
This is druid magic. Please. And Giovanni will actually put them down, maybe like find a little stone or someplace, put them down and kind of back away in case that's what's kind of stopping her. Like, please eat them. They will help your injury.
Make a persuasion check.
I don't know if I can help him with that. I was thinking I might go up and just like show that I eat one.
Okay.
And then walk back.
I'm gonna roll it with advantage, Giovanni. Persuasion.
Well, that's real good because the first one is 2 minus 1.
Okay.
And we're up to 6 minus 1.
Do you want my inspiration?
Oh.
I don't think inspiration is going to save this roll. Giovanni is just not charismatic.
I'm sorry. It's an ability check, right? So Lev rolled his portent, and one of his rolls was a 15. So 15 plus whatever your modifiers are.
Okay.
He's going to use that portent.
Okay, well, that's a 14.
Ability check, yep.
Perfect.
But then if you wanted to add the thing, it might help too. Frank's thing for the night.
Okay, well, if we're at 14, then yeah, I'd really like to convince her. So if we can use the inspiration, then let's do it.
Okay.
That's a D6.
Yeah, D6, D8, right? D8.
Level
what
6.
level are we now?
We're at level 6.
Yeah. If it just became a D8.
So D8.
Great. I rolled a 6 with the D6. I'm real excited to roll something terrible.
If you roll below a 6 with a D8, we'll take the 6. Okay. All right. Okay.
Beautiful.
So so that brings you up to what, 21 total, I think.
Yeah.
So she will kind of like look at Dakos and take a step forward and quickly grab a few and just kind of step back and kind of eat one. Oh, these are actually good.
Do you need more? I can make more.
Maybe I have
Okay.
some bandages in.
Giovanni will make a show of casting Goodberry, and more will appear, and will again put them down.
Thank you. You must know a lot of magic. A druid as well, you said.
I am indeed. My name is Giovanni Miracle Dancer. What's your name?
My name is Kasula.
Have we heard this name before?
Lyra's mother.
Yeah. Sorry?
What?
Oh, she's just blurted that out. Okay.
No, I think that y'all have been told. Y'all have definitely been told that Kasula is Lyra's mother.
Oh, I didn't hear. Oh,
Oh, I heard Sula. Okay.
I heard
Oh,
Sarah. Yeah.
No, Kasula. Kasula is her mother.
Yes.
And that's this person's name.
It's lovely to meet you, Kasula. Yes, I know some druid magic. My friend here, Love, knows some other magic. My friend here, Joe, knows some other magic. Drexla knows some magic. And I don't know that Dakos knows any magic. I'm sorry. But yes.
Are you from the city?
We're from the material plane. We got here a couple of days ago looking for an object, but that's not really important. We're not really from the city, and we're definitely not working for Lord Dakos. What's the name of the guy we don't like?
Oh, which one? There's the leader of the guard. There's
Lord Kalen.
Lord Kalen. Yes, Kalen.
Yeah, we definitely do not work for him.
And so your eyes kind of glaze over a bit.
We've met your daughter.
Lyra.
Yes.
She's very nice.
Indeed.
She helped us. She's kind.
Do you mind if we move? You're welcome to come inside. I need to sit down. I'm feeling a little weak.
Oh, absolutely.
You have some more of those berries I could have. And as she starts
I-
walking towards the front door.
First one's at 3.
I mean, I know they're 1 hit point ago, but Yavani is happy to cast it a third time. So yeah, if you need me to, we'll do that.
Well, I'll say the
Go ahead.
second time. I didn't have her get any the second time, so I'll say that there's still those around.
Okay.
Yeah, Drexel?
Okay.
Can I? I don't know if it'd be better for me or Yo to do it. As permission to do like a basic just medicine. How much healing do they need? Are they, would healing spells do it, or maybe would trying to determine if exactly how much healing do they need?
So, if you want to make a medicine check,
Okay.
Drexlin, just by looking.
3.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move inside first. Yavana is definitely still wants to try and
Okay.
treat and help Kasula, but let's let her kind of run the show.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. And Kasula will start to go inside. Yeah. So the rest of you follow her inside, and that's where I'll say that we'll end tonight's session.
Good.
As you enter in, I will say that as you enter into the cottage, it's very well taken care of. I mean, it is very minimal. A lot of things are very cottage-like, wooden furniture. Kitchen's very, has a bunch of greenery and stuff, and there seems to be, it's almost like what you would picture just a person who's lived in the woods mostly for several years. Just give you a little setting there. Yeah, and so next week we'll continue on from that. Thank you so much, players, and thank you, viewers, for hanging out with us this evening. We appreciate y'all so much. Let me bring up, let's see here. We have our outro video here. You've been watching Penumbra Assembly, which is every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're honestly getting close towards the end. This is a seasonal campaign. So I think like in point between like 2 to 6 more episodes, depending on what happens. So super exciting. And yeah, if you haven't followed us, give us a follow. We have a website and all that good stuff. Let me run our outro here. I always get, there we go. Yeah, you can see our schedule here. Monday nights at Forsaken. We have D&D on Monday nights, Wednesday nights, Saturday nights, and Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Gaming throughout the week. We also have Paint by Minis currently on Thursdays. We have a Patreon, so you can come and support us on Patreon. We do a lot with our support and are able to get our minis and that sort of thing done. And also we have merch. So if you check out our merch store at madbirdstreams.com/merch, you can buy some really cool stuff, including chibi stickers. So that's awesome. Anyways, Dan, do we have someone to read over to? Do you need to find someone?
Yeah, friends over at Perception Studio.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll see you next time on Penumbra Assembly. We have In Extremis next on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, so check us then. Thank y'all so much. And thank you so much for the raids and everything. All right, see ya. Bye.
Okay, you're rated.